Keek on the mic, keek on the mic, keek on the mic, keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a quick little update on some Bears news. Obviously, I'm not at my little home studio, so I'm just going to record on my phone to give you guys this quick little update. And this news actually got me really excited, and I hope you guys feel the same excitement that I did when I found out the news. So the report out of Chicago is this: Bears starters to play a good amount of reps in the preseason. So yesterday after practice, head coach Matt Eberflus indicated in his press conference his plans for starters during the preseason opener Saturday, August 13th, when they take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Eberflus stated that he wants to get them a good amount of playing time. And personally, I absolutely love to hear this. And a lot of you guys may comment down below on today's podcast and say, Keek, why are you so excited? It's only preseason. And to me, that's where you're wrong. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of reasons why this little news, this little report got me so excited about the news that the starters will, in fact, get a good amount of playing time during this preseason. One thing that I want to tell you guys here on the podcast is under Matt Nagy, especially when you look back to the 2019 season, he did not play his starters at all. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Bears fans will remember this moment. Obviously, back in 2018, the Bears were coming off a 12-4 year. And then Matt Nagy made the decision to not play his starters at all in the 2019 preseason. This led to a very embarrassing home opener. I believe it was on Thursday Night Football. I was actually in attendance of that game where we lost to the Green Bay Packers at home, primetime football, 10-3, and our offense looked very underprepared. And after that game, I told my dad that maybe if Matt Nagy actually played his starters in preseason, especially on the offensive side of the ball, maybe we would have been more prepared. I'm not saying we would have won the game, but maybe we would have been more prepared. And obviously Matt Nagy tried to defend his actions of why he didn't play his starters, blah blah. But I always go back to that moment of when Matt Nagy did not play his offensive starters leading up to the 2019 season opener against the Green Bay Packers, and it definitely backfired. And a lot of people may say, well, Keek, it's just preseason, right? Who cares about preseason? It's just practice games. But that is my point exactly. These are practice games. This allows you to get better as a team. And I understand most of the time you're trying to get a good look at the young players trying to make the team. But it's also important for your starting offense and defense to get these practice reps against other teams as well. Most of the time, obviously, you're just practicing against one another. So you're only seeing the looks that you see from your defense or your offense. So it's good to play in these practice games and get a look at these different teams' defenses or these different teams' offenses, right? And what they do as a team. So it's really good to make sure you actually play your starters in preseason. And going back to obviously the Matt Nagy thing, not playing his starters in 2019, it wasn't like our offense was good that year, right? It wasn't like 2018, our offense was amazing. Yes, they had some splash plays, right? Obviously, you can say Mr. Trubisky had that 6-touchdown game, but it wasn't like our offense was a great offense. So it would have been beneficial for Matt Nagy to play our starters in the preseason. The second reason why this news of Matt Eberflus giving our starters a good amount of playing time, and the reason why I get so excited about this news, is this will allow the starting offense and defense to get reps against another team. I know I just mentioned that earlier in the podcast, but this is important for the Chicago Bears as both the offense and defense are learning new schemes. And to add to that point, Luke Getsy is a first-time offensive play caller, and defensive coordinator Alan Williams hasn't called a defense since 2013 when he was the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. So basically, for Luke Getsy and Alan Williams, this allows them to get their feet wet. and then it allows our offensive starters and our defense starters to basically create that chemistry with one another. We're learning new schemes on both sides of the ball. Obviously, our defense overall in the start of training camp has looked a lot better than our offense has, right? But it'll still be a good opportunity for the defense and the offense to gain that chemistry with one another and continue to get better at this new schemes that they are learning respectfully for their sides of the ball. So overall, to me, preseason has always been important. Unless you have a guy like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, that's fine. They don't need to play. But in regards, when you're looking at the Chicago Bears, where they had so much turnover this offseason, our starters need to play. Obviously, Justin Fields is going into a very crucial second year where he's learning a whole new offense. Once again, we can go back saying Luke Getsy, first time offensive play caller. So this will be good for everyone to get their feet wet and see what we have, especially when you consider the offensive side of the football for the Chicago Bears, which that's why it gets me so excited. I'm more curious to see what the offense looks like. Of course, I'll be paying attention to the defense side of the ball as well, but it's the Chicago Bears offense that I'm really going to be watching as we get to see the first glimpse of what this Luke Getsy offense is going to look like, especially with Justin Fields as QB1. So overall, this little bit of news from Matt Eberflus got me really, really excited. And most of you guys may say, well, it's just preseason, so it doesn't really get me as excited. But for me as a Bears fan, I'm excited to see our starters get a good amount of reps in these 3 preseason games starting August 13th against the Kansas City Chiefs. So let me ask you guys this before I let you guys go. Are you guys excited as me that the Bears starters are going to get a good amount of reps this preseason? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't